right, good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to remind everyone to please make sure that all cell phones are turned to the off or vibrate position. Also, please be advised our city council meetings are broadcast on television, on Comcast Channel 99, and rebroadcast on WMGJ Radio. This meeting of the Gadsden City Council will now come to order. The chair calls on City Clerk Ivan Nelson for the roll call.
Councilwoman Toles.
Here.
Councilman Williams.
Here.
Councilman Worthy is absent today. Councilman Eccles.
Here.
Billingsley.
Here.
Cannon.
Here.
And Reed.
Here.
We have a quorum present and our meeting is open for business. I'm going to ask Heath Williamson to lead the invocation. Please stand and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for your blessings. Thank you for your guidance, Father, your love, grace, and mercy. Thank you for all that you've done, Father, and that you promised to do, Lord. Just lead us, guide us, direct us. Let us always be pleasing to you. We give you thanks. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I want to apologize to everybody if you can hear me breathing up here, but these mics work really good. So thanks, Eric, to you and your team. The chair will entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the work session and city council meeting held on October 10th.
So moved. Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to approve minutes.
The chair will entertain a motion to ratify payment of accounts for the week of October 5th through 11th.
So moved. Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to ratify payment of the accounts.
Proclamations. Mayor Guyton is not here today, so it'll be my privilege to present a proclamation on his behalf to the Pilot Club. So I'll ask the pilots who are present to come forward at this time.
Get back.
All right, Sherry McGinnis, are you? Oh, there you go. If you'll come up, you sure can. You sure can. The more the merrier.
Well, these are the worker bees.
All right. Whereas in 1921, a group of civic-minded business leaders established an international service organization in Macon, Georgia, and whereas the founding members combined their diverse talents in friendship and service to improve the quality of life in communities throughout the world, and whereas Pilot International is comprised of almost 400 clubs and over 8,000 members worldwide, and whereas Pilot International is committed to service in areas of youth development and leadership, brain safety and fitness, and caring for families in times of need. And whereas members of Pilot International strive to further the organization's humanitarian efforts through grants and scholarships to support research, education, community caregiving programs, and whereas Pilot International partners with Safe Kids Worldwide, Care International, Project Lifesaver, and other respected service organizations to promote awareness for injury prevention and care for those in need. And whereas the Pilot Club of Gadsden partners with the Etowah County Sheriff's Department on Project Lifesaver, serving 24 families with tracking devices in case of an emergency. And whereas the Pilot Club of Gadsden serves citizens at the Snell Grove Center Day School for developmentally disabled adults, residents of 5 group homes around Etowah County at Circle of Friends, and residents of Coosa Valley Nursing Home. And whereas Pilot International fosters volunteerism in more than 8,000 young people worldwide through their sponsorship of Anchor Clubs. And whereas the Hoax Bluff High School Anchor Club, sponsored by the Pilot Club of Gadsden, has been named Club of the Year for the Alabama District and second place for Pilot International. And whereas Ms. Sammy Hill, the advisor of the Hoax Bluff High School Anchor Club, sponsored by the Pilot Club of Gadsden, has been named to the Pilot International Anchor Advisory Council. And whereas the Pilot Clubs throughout the world are dedicated to meeting the needs of their communities through volunteerism, and whereas the Pilot Club of Gadsden received its charter from Pilot International in October 1936, making this year 82 years of continuous community service in Etowah County. Now, therefore, it is fitting that the achievements and contributions of this worthwhile organization, its clubs and members, be recognized on this, their anniversary, by proclaiming October 16th, 2018 as Pilot Club of Gadsden and Pilot Club of Gadsden and Pilot International Founders Day.
Thank you, President Williams and council members. I would like to introduce the other club members that are here today. Our President-elect, Rebecca Tinker. Our Youth Coordinator, Joy Smith. And representing the Hoax Bluff High School Anchor Club, Elizabeth Cortez, President, and Allie Tanner, who is the director. Through Anchor membership, they are learning to be the leaders of our community by serving others. And we are so proud to sponsor these young men and women. And as was stated before, they are an award-winning statewide and international club. We're so proud of them. As pilot members, we strive to meet the needs in our community through volunteerism. By partnering with the Etowah County Sheriff's Department on Project Lifesaver, we are providing tracking bracelets for adults and children who attend to Wander from Home. We present the Brain Minders Puppet Show to kindergarten and school children, teaching them to protect their brains for life by playing safe and wearing a bike helmet. This Friday, pilots and anchors will celebrate Make a Difference Day when we visit Snellgrove Center to replenish paper products, cleaning supplies. We'll play games, sing, and have a few Halloween treats. Pilots and anchors work together to provide meals and games for the adult homes at Circle of Friends. And then we give a shopping party for residents at Coosa Valley Nursing Home with the assistance of our youthful anchors. Each month at our meeting, and the anchors are always invited to attend, we have an opportunity to serve others. In August, we assembled hygiene packs, 50 of them to be distributed to agencies who requested this need. In September, we partnered with the anchors again and helped them to collect hurricane relief items for the East Coast, not knowing at that time that these 15 buckets, cleanup buckets, some of them will be going to the Gulf. This month, we will assemble hope books to be distributed in hospital waiting rooms, just to give little words of encouragement and maybe uplift someone and give them a smile. We're committed to our mission by developing youth, providing service, education, and uplifting families. The Gadsden Pilots are honored to receive this Founders Day proclamation. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. I'd like to again take the opportunity to thank this great organization and Ms. McGinnis and all of those who contribute. It is quite obvious that you cast a wide net in terms of the services that you offer and the things you do in our community, and we appreciate it. We definitely appreciate it. All right, unfinished business. Item number 8A is a resolution disapproving issuance of an alcoholic beverage license. David Shabani, doing business as Shortcut Food Mart located at 809 South 11th Street in District 5, has applied for a retail beer license off premises only. A public hearing regarding this resolution was conducted on October 10th, and a motion was made and carried to continue the hearing at today's meeting. Is Mr. Shabani's attorney present? Okay. Does anyone else wish to speak as it relates to this item? For or against? What is the pleasure of the council?
I move that we disapprove the issuance of the alcoholic beverage license.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution disapproving the license, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Item number 8B, the bill for the pending nuisance abatement lien on property at 1905 Broadway is being paid, therefore no action by the council is necessary. We have 10 public hearings today regarding assessing liens for grass cutting work that has already been performed. This is the time and place as advertised to conduct a public hearing, allowing anyone to speak in opposition to or in favor of a resolution assessing nuisance abatement liens on property located at 1420 Meadowbrook Avenue in District 1. Margaret Lee, care of Ludella Covington, being the last known owner. The amount is $316. Is there anyone who would like to speak in regards to this resolution? The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
I move to adopt.
Second.
Okay, clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Our next public hearing is for property at 1133 Litchfield Avenue in District 2. National Mortgage Association and Mark Lincoln Barber are the last known owners, and the amount is $136. Is anyone present who would like to speak about this location? The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
I move to adopt this resolution.
Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Our next public hearing is for property at 1207 Mayflower Street in District 2. Gary Maxwell Henry is the last known owner, and the amount is $256. Is anyone present to speak about this location? The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
I move to adopt.
Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Our next public hearing is for property at 202 Morningview Drive in District 2. Elder Roy and Brother Roy Coates are the last known owners, and the amount is $136. Is anyone present to speak about this location? The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
I move to adopt.
Second.
All right, clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, Motion carries to adopt.
Our next public hearing is for property at 452 Keeling Alley in District 3, State of Alabama. Orlando Jennings and Joseph Butler are the last known owners, and the amount is $256. Is anyone present to speak about this location? The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
I move to adopt this resolution.
Second.
Okay, clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Our next public hearing is for property at 1625 Kyle Avenue in District 3. Robert Gamble is the last known owner, and the amount is $256. Is there anyone present who would like to speak about this location? The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
I move to adopt this resolution.
Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Our next public hearing is for property at 525 Line Street in District 3, the State of Alabama, and Kenneth Fox are the last known owners, and the amount is $256. Is there anyone present who would like to speak about this location? The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
I move to adopt this resolution.
Second.
All right, clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Our next public hearing is for property at 540 Line Street in District 3. Clarence and Ella Bradford and Kenneth and Kimberly Woods are the last known owners, and the amount is $136. Is there anyone present who would like to speak about this location?
Mr. President, Kimberly Woods was in the clerk's office earlier. She was unable to stay for the hearing. Someone in my office, I think, referred her to the building department to discuss with them, but I just wanted to let you know that.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Alvin. Okay, is there anyone else who would like to speak about this location? All right, the chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
I move to adopt this resolution.
Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Our next public hearing is for property at 323 Harrelson Avenue in District 5, the State of Alabama. Lloyd Wagnon, Life Estate, and Navad Management Consulting are the last known owners, and the amount is $196. Is anyone present to speak about this location? The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
I move to adopt.
Second.
All right, clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Our final public hearing is for property at 404 Miller Street in District 6. Tracy Gaddis is the last known owner, and the amount is $136. Is there anyone present who would like to speak about this location? The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
So move.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
The chair will now call on City Clerk Ivan Nelson for the results of the provisional ballots.
Thank you, Mr. President. We did receive the report back from the Board of Registrars on the runoff election day, which was October the 9th. There were 27 provisional votes cast. Out of those, 19 were approved to be counted, and 8 would not be counted. And at this time, I'm going to ask Jennifer Smith, my assistant, to come up and help me get these open. And so we will tally these and be ready to give the totals. There are 2 envelopes to these, so. All righty, one vote for Sherman Guyton. One vote for Carolyn Parker. 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 One vote for Sherman Guyton. One vote for Sherman Guyton. One vote for Sherman Guyton. One vote for Jason Wilson. One vote for Carolyn Parker. One vote for Carolyn Parker. One vote for Sherman Guyton. One vote for Sherman Guyton. One vote for Carolyn Parker. One vote for Sherman Guyton. We had 3 envelopes on this one. One vote for Carolyn Parker. Okay. So that resulted in 7 votes for Sherman Guyton, 12 votes for Carolyn Parker, and 1 vote for Jason Wilson.
Right.
Is that what everybody else, what you got, Mr. Attorney? Thank you. Take just a moment to do the math. All right. So the totals, you'll have a resolution before you declaring municipal election results. The total for Sherman Guyton, 3,874. The total for Carolyn Parker, 2,737. The total for Billy Billingsley remains at 296. And the total for Jason Wilson, 521.
All right, so This resolution certifying the election results. This declares that Sherman Guyton received a majority of the votes cast for the office of mayor and that Jason Wilson received a majority of the votes cast for the office of council member for District 5 in the October 9th runoff election, and are declared elected to those offices for the term beginning on the first Monday in November 2018. The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
Second.
Okay. Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Item number 20 is a resolution appointing a member to the Gadsden City Board of Education. This appoints Carol Brackett to replace Kelly Cochran, who has resigned, for a term expiring in June 2019. The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Item number 21 is a resolution authorizing change order number 2 for bid number 3359 to reconcile final quantities used to replace unsuitable foundation material discovered during construction on the Black Creek pedestrian bridge project at Nakalula Falls. This is for an additional $15,900, thereby adjusting the total contract with Bob Smith Construction to $476,413. The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
So moved. Second.
Okay, clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
Item number 22 is a resolution authorizing the second addendum to non-transferable lakeshore permit agreement with Alabama Power Company. This is for the Coosa Riverfront Park project on the east bank of the Coosa River behind the venue at Coosa Landing. It adjusts the agreement to correspond with the actual work that was performed. The chair will entertain a motion to adopt this resolution.
So moved. Second.
Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
All right, we have two items today that will present for first reading. Item number 23 is an ordinance amending City Code Section 118-92 to make Bradford Circle from the southern entrance of Hillside Trail to the intersection of NOLA Trail a one-way street. This ordinance has been presented today for first reading, and the council will vote on it next week. Okay. Item number 24 is an ordinance amending the fiscal year 2019 general fund budget. This is to transfer $63,345 from the MIS trust fund account to purchase a printer and 2 computer servers to support the city's financial computer network. This ordinance has been presented today for first reading, and the council will vote on it next week.
Mr. President, I'd like to suspend the rules for consideration for today.
Second.
All right, clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to consider the ordinance today at its first reading, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, we have unanimous consent.
I move for the adoption.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the ordinance, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries to adopt.
New business, is there any new business?
Yes, I have 3 items, and I'd like for unanimous consent. One is a resolution authorizing acceptance of an LSTA grant in the amount of $2,500 to be used as a scholarship for Nicole Tudor, a candidate for Masters in Library and Information Studies at the University of Alabama. And also a resolution authorizing acceptance of the LSTA grant from the Alabama Public Library Service for $20,000. And then consider the ordinance that would amend our fiscal 19 budget in the amount of $2,500 for the LSTA grant that was accepted to be used as scholarship for Nicole Tudor, a candidate for the Masters in the Library and Information Studies at the University of Alabama.
Second.
Okay. Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to consider the two resolutions and the ordinance today as an item of new business, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? We have unanimous consent to consider all three items.
I move for adoption.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion?
Nicole Tudor is out in the audience. Would you stand? She is the candidate that will be, this is a grant that's going through the city, not the city giving a scholarship, but she'll be receiving her master's in library science. And we'd like to congratulate you with this also.
All right. All right, and then, of course, if people caught that $20,000 number, that likewise is going for a worthwhile cause. It's to support a STEM program within the school system. So it's designed through the library to offer up hands-on, high-quality STEM experiences for our young people. So again, once again, some good activity coming through our library. Okay. All right, clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the two resolutions and the ordinance, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries to adopt all three.
Okay, is there any more new business?
Yes, Mr. President, I have one, please. Ordinance amending fiscal year 19 budget to reflect a grant fund in the amount of $32,476 from Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistant Grant for equipment for the dive team. And that amount was $32,476.
Second.
All right, clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to consider the ordinance today as an item of new business, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? We have unanimous consent for consideration.
Ask for adoption, please.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion? Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the ordinance, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries to adopt.
Is there any more new business?
Yeah, Mr. President, I have one. It's a Resolution 614. It's establishing date of referendum on appointed or elected school board. Has to be unanimous consent to consider.
Second.
Okay, clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to consider the resolution today under new business, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Consent has been granted.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion?
Yes, Mr. President, this is actually moving from 11/13/18 to January the, 22nd of 19 for various reasons.
Okay, all right. Clerk, will you take the vote?
Those in favor to adopt the resolution, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries to adopt.
Okay. Is there any more new business? Department reports, committees, boards?
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Josh Tanner with the Emergency Management Agency. Director Gaither asked that I come highlight a couple of events that we have coming up this week. The first, they're actually both on Thursday, but the first is going to be at 10:18 in the morning on Thursday. Citizens all across the United States will be participating in the Great American Shakeout. It's an earthquake preparedness and awareness initiative. A lot of folks don't realize that earthquakes happen in Alabama. We just typically aren't on such a dramatic scale that we feel them. They're normally of the 2 to 2.5 range, and you usually don't really feel anything until about a 5 on the Richter scale. So we do have them rather frequently. But what we're encouraging people to do is to know their safe place when it comes to an earthquake. And we're kind of holding a contest this year. We're encouraging citizens to take a picture of themselves, their pets, their loved ones, sheltering during the drill, and if they'll post it to the Gadsden Etowah County EMA Facebook page, our public information officer is going to be drawing out a name, and you'll win a prize basket of a lot of preparedness goodies. If you don't have social media, you can also send that to ema@cityofgadsden.com. And then the second item that Director Gaither asked that I highlight is we're going to be working in conjunction with the National Weather Service coming up this Thursday for a Skywarn Storm Spotter class. It's going to be held over at the venue Thursday evening, beginning at 6 o'clock in the evening. It's going to be taught by one of the meteorologists there at the National Weather Service. And then we'll also, prior to that event, be doing a weather radio programming. We do live in a very technologically savvy society, but it's still a good idea to also still have one of the old weather radios. If yours isn't programmed, you can bring it by over there at the venue between 4:30 and 5:30 out on the patio, and we'll have staff there and volunteers there who can get that programmed for you and make sure that you're going to receive those alerts. We are coming up on our secondary severe weather season in Alabama, which typically starts in November. And some of the stronger storms we've had historically have been in November and December. So with the destruction that the coast has seen, it's a good time to highlight preparedness and being ready. So, thank you.
How about a few highlights on the storm destruction that you saw?
Yes, sir. I went down yesterday with representatives from the Gadsden Fire Department as well as the Sheriff's Office, and we took a load of supplies to Mexico Beach. I've been in public safety for the better part of my adult life, 18 years, and have never seen destruction quite like that. Never seen physical hurting as much as I saw yesterday. So those folks need a lot of prayers. They need, it's going to be a long recovery for them. Many people have nothing left but a slab foundation, and it's heartbreaking to see the amount of devastation. We took probably 2 trailer loads of water, medical supplies, that sort of stuff. So we're going to be doing some more of those efforts as we move forward. And we've got a lot of pictures. We'll be posting the ones that we received permission, of course, from the folks in the pictures so everybody can kind of see. TV does not do it justice. When you're there seeing it firsthand, it's unbelievable. I would liken it to the tornadoes that we experienced here in 2011 on April 27th. It's that level of widespread damage.
It looked like Hiroshima and Nagasaki to me in a small way.
Yes, sir.
It took everything.
We weren't even allowed to go to the hardest hit areas. They weren't allowing residents in. They weren't allowing first responders in. The folks that stayed behind were basically isolated because they weren't able to come out because they had no transportation, and nobody was able to get into them because it's just not safe to send folks in. So unfortunately, I think we're probably going to see the death toll rise. But we've got some really good folks down there on the ground that we're working with through the Mexico Beach Police Department. And so we'll try to keep everybody posted on what we find out.
Well, thank you for that bird's eye view, and I'm glad we brought it to the attention now here, and maybe the people in Gadsden can get together and we'll do a whole lot more. We appreciate what y'all are doing.
Well, I tell you, it was a whirlwind trip yesterday.
Yeah.
Normally beach trips are fun and you're excited to go. I got up 5 yesterday morning. We left the EMA office at 6 yesterday morning. And our team got back last night at about 12:15 this morning. So it was a long day, but it's one of those good kind of tired that you can lay your head on the pillow and know that you did something good.
Thank you. Absolutely.
Definitely appreciate you for that update, and as always, our thoughts and our prayers go with the families and all of those impacted by those very dire, that very severe situation there. Remarks by the mayor and the council. Councilwoman Toles.
Yes, I like two things. I attended with Josh and Deborah Gaither at the MA office on the Caring for Carolinas and the thing that they're doing. So right now, there are some points that you can drop things off, but if we want to help, and I know we'll have to do it for the Florida, but right now, the mud buckets, and they you can look on the web, you can look in the paper, or I'm sure the MEA will give you a list of all the items that are needed to go in this 5-gallon bucket. But this is an opportunity for us to do something for the people in the Carolinas, because eventually we'll be doing something for the ones in Florida. And who knows, we're right in the tornado alley, so something may happen that somebody will have to do something for us. The second thing is I really would like to promote the Gadsden City Library. I'm taking a class or doing a class, and so I've been observing two places, the Book of Millions, and it wasn't to make sure they was selling alcohol. But I was observing Book of Millions, and also I've been observing the public library. And there's a lot of things that's going on at our public library. In fact, I didn't realize that there's a session for even little babies in the children department. And so just get the word out that, you know, a mind is a terrible thing to waste. And if you don't use it, you'll lose it. So I encourage everybody to just go to the library. You should see the people that go in and out of the library and use the library, and there's a lot of good things in there. So I just encourage our city to use the Gadsden City Library.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Eccles? Okay.
Yep.
Councilman Dennison?
I just want to talk about Treats on Wall Street. It's next Thursday night, the 25th of October. We put it on social media. I think it was Sunday. We've already had over 8,000 hits about that. It's supposed to be, this one's supposed to be the biggest and best we've ever had. We keep getting people calling about wanting to set up and give out candy and give out literature and whatever. So just come down there Thursday, October the 24th. We'll start at 5 to 7. See everybody in town. So, you know, everybody in town should be there, and it's a safe environment. So just come on out with us.
Very good.
All right. Councilman Reed?
And I just want to thank Eric Wright for his hard work in getting our Channel 99 moved over to AT&T. We were promised this about 8-9 years ago, and Eric has brought it to us, so now AT&T customers can see our Channel 99, all the city information and the council meeting, if they so desire.
All right.
And I do want to give a shout out to all the folks at the campground. My sister came over this weekend, rented a cabin up there. And she told me that she had never been treated any better anywhere by the people that were up there, informative, maps, everything they wanted, nice as they could be. The cabin was nice. The food was really good. Didn't cost me anything. That's all it is. But anyway, I did want to give them a shout out because they do a good job. They really do. That's all.
All right. All right. Just a couple of announcements before we adjourn. Sunset Sips, is that still today, correct? Yeah. Okay, all right, it's still today. And is there a plan in terms of the weather?
Backup plan is the Fitman.
Okay.
It'll be announced within the hour.
Okay, all right. So for those of you that didn't hear that, the backup plan is going to be the Pittman Theater. You know, that announcement will come within the hour, so people will have time to transition and plan. Okay. Let's see, a couple other things just as reminders, and I think we've touched on it in the last couple meetings, but again, remember that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so please continue to support all of those events and all of those specific awareness campaigns to make sure that we're keeping that at the forefront in the month of October. And lastly, October is also Domestic Violence Awareness Month as well. So please be sure that we keep those events and those awareness items at the forefront also. Okay? All right. Is there anything else? Okay. If there's nothing else, I entertain a motion that we adjourn. All right.